Articulation is the process by which we make one sound different from another. In phonetics, that is what is called articulation. This process is made through changes in the breath of air. But how do we make those changes? When I discussed consonant sounds, I said that we put some obstacles to this breath of air inside our oral cavity. Well, but vowels are pronounced without any obstacles. So this process of articulation has to be done by the movement of our tongue and the position of our lips. Imagine a wind instrument, let's say a saxophone. We cannot modify the length of the instrument. It's already made, it's there for you to play. But the amount of air and let's say the volume of the saxophone can be changed by pressing the different keys. So when we make the instrument longer inside, then the sounds will be lower. And if we make it shorter, it's gonna be higher sounds. Well, this process has to be replicated more or less inside our mouth. And again, we do this by means of the position of the lips and tongues. The first person to describe the position of the vowels inside our oral cavity, and by the way, Spanish only has oral vowels, unlike French, where there are 4 nasal vowels, and other languages. So the first person to describe this position was Dr. Helvag, and he published his study in 1781. He pretty much looked at the position of the tongue from 2 axes, a vertical and a horizontal one. So when the tongue goes up, we are really closing the oral cavity, and vice versa. When it goes down, we're opening our oral cavity. And then a horizontal movement of the tongue, considered from its medial position, is going to produce the anterior vowels and the posterior vowels. Let's look at Helvag's triangle. In the high position, we're going to have the vowel E, then U. The vowel A will be in its medial position, O also medial, and A is going to be the lowest vowel. To discuss the diphthongs, which I will do later, it makes sense to pay attention only to high vowels, E, U, and low vowels, E, O, A. In the meantime, we can look at the vowels the way that Helvag did. And then again, this is going to be high, central, and low. Now, this is going to be the anterior position, and this is the posterior position. So the vowel A is central.